What if I told you that IOTA, the crypto project that spent 8 years promising completely free transactions, just launched a new mainnet in May 2025 with fees? That's right, the feeless promise is officially dead, and today we're diving into what this means for anyone considering an investment. I'm Shay, and this is Deciphering Crypto, where we simplify crypto, blockchain, and AI for everyone to understand. Today is my 100th video, so welcome. And today we're doing an unbiased deep dive into IOTA, just facts you need to make an informed decision. So what is IOTA now? In May 2025, IOTA launched its Rebase mainnet. The new base chain runs smart contracts in Move language and is secured by delegated proof of stake, where holders stake their IOTA and choose validators. Transactions now have small fees of about 5,000 IOTA each, with a portion burned. For Ethereum-style apps, IOTA EVM runs on Layer 2 today with plans to support multiple virtual machines on Layer 1 later. The bottom line is IOTA shifted from the old feeless Tangle idea to a programmable Layer 1 with low burnable fees and staking. Alright, so what problems are they solving now? IOTA originally set out to fix legitimate problems. Traditional blockchains charge fees that make tiny payments impossible. Bitcoin only processes 7 transactions per second, while the Internet of Things needs millions. Proof of work mining uses a lot of energy, and Internet of Things devices need seamless machine-to-machine payments. But here's what happened with IOTA Rebased. They now have minimal transaction fees with adaptive burning. So fees are back. They've transitioned to delegated proof of stake like Cosmos or Polkadot. They promise 50,000 transactions per second, but that's unverified at scale. Most importantly, they've abandoned their original DAG Tangle architecture for traditional blockchain. The market context hasn't changed. IoT devices are still expected to reach 75 billion by 2030, but IOTA has fundamentally changed from Internet of Things specific to general purpose smart contract platform. This raises the critical question: why abandon 8 years of unique development to become another generic L1 blockchain? Okay, so how does IOTA work now? Forget the old Tangle design. The new IOTA runs on an object-based ledger where every coin, NFT, or account is its own card with an owner and rules. Instead of scanning whole history, the network updates specific cards that change, which is simpler and faster. Security uses delegated proof of stake, where holders stake their IOTA and delegate votes to validators who produce blocks. Those validators reach an agreement using the Byzantine fault-tolerant protocol, even if some participants are slow or acting badly. The goal is high throughput and fast finality. IOTA now has smart contracts on Layer 1 using Move language focused on safety. There's also an EVM environment on Layer 2, so Ethereum apps can run with minimal changes. Fees exist now, but 2 details matter. Fee burning destroys a piece of each fee, partially offsetting new token issuance, and sponsored transactions let apps pay users gas behind the scenes, so experience can still feel gasless. You'll see 50,000 plus transactions per second in marketing. Treat that as a target, not a proven mainnet performance. What counts is real usage under load and whether developers actually ship useful apps. Let's talk tokenomics. The starting supply is about 4.6 billion IOTA tokens migrated from the old network. That's about 100% increase from the legacy supply. About 767,000 IOTA tokens are created per epoch daily to pay validator rewards, working out to around 6% annual inflation. Inflation will continue through basically September of 2027. Transactions have small fees with a slice burned. If usage grows, burning can partly offset new tokens. Storage deposits are required for on-chain data, but are refundable if you delete it. Net result: IOTA now runs standard fees plus staking with fee burning. It's not the old mana concept from IOTA 2.0 research. Alright, let's talk about the team and development assessment. The IOTA Foundation showed improved execution by successfully launching Rebase mainnet in May 2025 after years of delay. However, the concerning pattern is clear. They spent 8 years building DAG technology only to abandon it completely. Multiple rebrandings from IOTA to IOTA 2.0 Cardano to IOTA rebase suggests lack of direction, and the community has expressed frustration with these fundamental vision changes. Positives include ecosystem funding, technically interesting dual virtual machine architecture, and moving from research-heavy to execution-focused approach. All right, what is the risk assessment? The biggest red flag I see is abandoning their core promise of 8 years of feeless marketing discarded for fees. They pivoted from unique DAG or DAG to generic blockchain, competing with established giants with no clear advantage. Multiple rebrandings suggest unclear direction. It is concerning to abandon a unique directed acyclic graph and move to a conventional L1 technology competing directly with just these monsters like Ethereum and Solana, and minimal fees that could really become expensive under congestion under the new L1. Potential positives do include dual virtual machine architecture, competitive transaction claims if verified, successful mainnet execution, and ecosystem funding resources. So my investment analysis. I think the bull case for this is only about 15% probability. Dual virtual machine provides unique developer experience. 50,000 transactions per second proves competitive. Ecosystem funding drives adoption. Capturing market share leads to price recovery between 75 cents and $1.50. The bear case is probably about a 50% probability. Generic L1 blockchain offers no advantage over competitors. Minimal developer adoption due to late entry. Fees increase under congestion. Continued community backlash leads to further price decline. A base case is about 35% probability. A niche smart contract platform with limited adoption, some developer interest, price stability between 15 and 40 cents, survival without achieving ambitions. All right, my investment recommendation. Micro allocation only, 1 to 3% maximum for high-risk investors. Wait for clear positioning and developer traction before entering. Critical metrics you'll want to monitor: developer ecosystem growth, transaction volume under load, virtual machine adoption rates, market share capture, community reaction, and competitive performance versus Ethereum, Solana, and Avalanche. If you're looking for some alternative investments, consider these less risky alternatives. I mean, Ethereum remains dominant with the largest developer ecosystem. Solana offers proven high throughput. Avalanche provides subnetworks and institutional adoption. Some newer L1s like Sui or Aptos use Move natively. Near Protocol offers sharding, and Cosmos provides interconnected blockchain ecosystem. The key question here is, what does IOTA rebased offer that these don't? The answer isn't clear, which is concerning. My final verdict is the overall grade for IOTA is a C. Today is not the old feeless Tangle project. It's a move-based delegated proof-of-stake layer 1 with burnable fees, staking, and EVM on layer 2. Execution gets a B+ for shipping rebase mainnet and moving to a modern stack. Technology gets a B-. The object-based ledger plus move is distinct and developer-friendly, though not groundbreaking. Market positioning gets a C- as a late entrant competing with mature smart contract platforms. Trust and vision gets a D+. The messaging pivot hurts credibility despite executing the change. Competitive advantage gets a C. Ingredients are there, but advantages only count when developers show up. What to watch? Developer traction with meaningful apps, real usage metrics, ecosystem health, and latency under load. The bottom line is treat IOTA rebased as a new L1 with a different philosophy. If they convert design choices into live apps and user growth, this pivot looks smart. If not, they risk being another layer 1 chasing attention in an oversaturated market. After years of feeless messaging, IOTA now runs fees. Is that smart evolution or a trust breaker? Would you rather back a project that sticks to its original vision or pivots when the old plan stalls? If this breakdown helped, like and subscribe so more people find my balanced research. Share this with anyone comparing layer 1s. People should know what IOTA is today, not what it used to market. This is educational content only. It is definitely not financial advice. Check out some of my other great content, and I'll see you next week on Deciphering Crypto.